Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the Indian economics fourth module, that is economic planning. So first we'll understand what do you mean by this economic planning. Those economic planning is a mechanism of the allocation of the resources between within the organization based on the computerizational procedure to solving a constrained maximum problems. Okay, so in this economic planning we are just understanding here all the industries are lacking and how we need to grow them, the industries. Apart from that, whatever we have the resources, how we need to allocate the resources in each and every region and each and every sectors, how we can able to allocate the resources whatever we have, and how we need to grow that particular industries or the regional areas. Apart from that, we need to understand what is the poverty is there, and what is the literacy rate is there, and what is the income is there. So how we need to allocate that, and how you need to understand, and how you need to grow that particular sectors and all. So this is all about the economic planning. So we all know that many times we have discussed it in the class also, that is economic planning. That means it has been introduced in the 1951 itself, that is the 5 year plans and all. So in this particular economic planning, okay, we'll see that what all the things will come in the next slides. So here the economic planning, that is economic planning is to make decision with the respect to the use of the resources. That's what I have said in the beginning, that is whatever we have the resources, how we need to allocate for that. First, to allocate that, before we allocate that, we need to understand whatever we have the resources. Okay, maybe it may be the human resources we have, it may be the whatever we have product resources, or maybe the technology we have, or maybe we have an what you can say, the education. So each and everything we need to understand what all we have the resources, how and how we need to allocate that we need to understand here. Okay, then the second point, it says the economic planning is a term used to describe the long term plans of the government to coordinate and develop the economy. So here we need to understand that the economic plan. Okay, so what are the things is there, so how we need to allocate that. Okay, so each and every department, how we need to allocate that. An economic plan is an outline of the scheme. Okay, it is designed to achieve certain predetermined economic objectives. Okay, so in a particular order of priorities within a specified period of time, how we need to allocate the resources whatever we have. Okay, this is the technique that is stated by the economic development plan. So the government is planning, okay, what all the resources we have, and they need to describe in the long term plans. That means maybe a year, or maybe the 2 year, or maybe the 5 year. So how we need to go for the long term with this whatever the we have the resources, that is planning done by the government to coordinate with the each and every department of the economy. Then the third point, it says that the microeconomics decisions include what goods and the services to produce, the quality of the products, the prices to change, and the wages to pay. So here in the microeconomics, in the economic planning, okay, in the microeconomics, you know that is the two types of economics are there, that is the micro and the macroeconomics. So microeconomics, we can understand that what all we have the goods and the services. Okay, and what to produce and how to produce, for the whom to produce, that is also important. These things we have studied in the first semester itself. I'm just repeating you to make you understand in this particular topic. Then the qualities of the product, so what quality we need to produce, you know that based on the quality the prices will get changed. So that's the reason, if you improve the quality, then definitely you can able to change the prices for that also. If you reduce the product quality, then you need to reduce the prices for the product also. So this is how we can able to plan, and this is done by the government, and if the company is also doing, then they need to follow the rules and the regulations made by the government. And apart from that, and the wages also. So you know that there are three kind of employees will be there, that is a skilled, unskilled, and the semi skilled. We have studied many times in the classes. So we are making the wages or the salaries also based on their performance and based on their knowledge. So this is how we can able to plan in the economy. So then we need to understand what I mean by this economic. That's what we have said. That the economic planning is allocation of the resources mechanism based on the computational procedure for solving the constraint maximum problems and to interact the process of the obtaining its solutions. Planning is mechanism for the allocation of the resources between and with the organization constrained with the market mechanism. So this is what we are talking about. Whatever we have the resources, that how we need to allocate within the particular period of time and within the particular sectors and the departments. So how we need to allocate that resources, that this is nothing but the mechanism we have. The proper mechanism is there. With the help of that we can able to allocate the resources. Then we are talking about the features of the economic plan. So you know that there are various features of the economic plans are there. Okay, that's what we have said. We have mentioned here around 6 to 7 points we have mentioned here. So here we need to understand what is this features of the economic plan. So first one is determining the objectives that are to be achieved. So we need to understand what is our main objective for this particular economic plan. You know that economic planning, the main heading is that there is the economic planning. That means you know that what you mean by the economic, that is ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆರ್ಥಿಕತೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷದಾಗಲಿ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳದಾಗಲಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. So that is very much important. So here determining the objectives that are to be achieved. So what all the objectives, what all objectives is nothing but what you have a plans, what you have a aims. So that how you are going to achieve with the help of your resources whatever you have. So that we are mentioning in the features. Then the second one, that's estimating the resources that are available in the country. So we need to analyze what all we have the resources within the country. Okay, within the country what all the we have the resources. Maybe you can say labor, or maybe human resource. So we have food grains, we have agriculture products, we have automobile products. So we need to plan. Okay, we need to estimate. So what is requirement for this particular year and how much we can able to produce, and what we have the availability of the resources in the country. So this we need to plan. That is what the features of the economic plan. Then we are talking about the third point, that is determining the order in which the objectives are to be achieved. So you need to understand first what I mean by this determined. Okay, that is nothing but what you can say the defining, or maybe the shaping, what we can say. So determining the order in which the objectives are to be achieved. So whatever you have the objectives for your country's economy, so how you are going to achieve that we need to plan here. Then the fourth point, that is designing the suitable schemes for realizing the objectives. So that's what we are talking about. See, we need to design the suitable schemes. For example, you know that there are MSMEs there, that's a micro, small, medium and the enterprises. Maybe there are agriculture is there. Okay, maybe the industries are there. Maybe the automobiles are there. Maybe textile industries are there. So these all industries, how we are going to allocate the schemes, okay, to realizing the objectives. So this we need to plan, and according to that we need to allocate that. First we need to plan. See, this is very difficult to understand because you know that we have a various plenty of the sectors. So we are not getting the proper information what sector is lacking and what sector is not unable to achieve or maybe unable to grow. So it's very difficult to understand because we are not getting the proper information from the various departments. So that's the reason it's very difficult to allocate the schemes also. But yes, on an average the government is planning. Okay, they have some basic information, that's the primary information. So based on that the government is making the schemes to realize the or to reach the objectives or to achieve the objectives. Then in the fifth point we are talking about the determining the plan, outlay and the investment. So we need to understand what all the departments are there and the sectors are there or the industries are there. Then we need to outlay, that means we need to plan for that how much investment is required, because you know that without the investment you are unable to get the return. So once you invest then only you can get the return. So you need to understand how much investment is required. Okay, investment is nothing but the government is allocating the capital for each and every sector. Okay, so that we need to plan here in the economic planning. Then we are talking about the sixth point, that's the allocation of resources between the different sectors as per the priority of the objectives. You know that each and every sector it is required the capital requirement, the investment requirement. Then based on that, okay, we are going to allocate, but in that various sectors will be there, but in those sectors what all the priorities are there. So which sector we need to make the priorities to investment, so that we need to plan. Then the last point is establishing a body for the formulation, organization and the appraisal of the plans. So here we need to understand, we need to formulate what all the sectors are there and how much investment is required for that to grow that particular sector, and we need to organize properly, and we need to allocate the resources for those particular sectors or maybe those particular industries based on the priorities we can able to plan. Okay, so right, these are the features of the economic plannings are there. Then we'll discuss about the need of economic planning. What is requirement for the economic planning? So you know that there are factors which emphasize the need of the economic planning in India, that is to attain the steady economic development in the free market economy. Okay, so what do you mean by this? We need to make the constant economic development in a free market economy. That means the whatever the GDP is there, whatever the economic plans are there, so that should be in a steady means what, there's a stability should be there in the economic development. So inflation and deflation will be impacting here, so that we need to take care in this need of an economic plan. Then the second point, there's a remove of the unemployment, poverty and inequalities among the people. Yes, this is very much important while we are making the plan. So that's what for the need of the economic plan. Okay, while preparing the economic plan, this we need to take care. That is, first thing is there is a remove the unemployment. So how we can able to remove the unemployment? Maybe by increasing the industries or maybe by increasing the companies. Okay, so where we can able to remove the unemployment. Okay, if the any industries comes in your particular area, then definitely you will get the employment, then definitely you can able to remove the unemployment. Then if you get the employment, then definitely you can able to remove the poverty also. ಸೊ ಬಡತನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ನಿರ್ಮೂಲನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊರಿ, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಡತನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಿರ್ಮೂಲನೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ we are talking about the inequalities among the people. Okay, that is remove the inequalities among the people. So you know that inequalities should not be there. Okay, almost it should be equalities, each and every area, each and every kind of people. Okay, each and every level of the people, we need to allocate or we need to arrange the employment facility for them. Okay, so that is what the removing the unemployment, poverty and inequalities among the people. Then third point is to provide the infrastructure facilities such as banking, power, water, transport and the communication. So this is the responsibility of the government. So where they need to take care of the infrastructure facilities, that means the proper road should be there, proper bank should be there, okay, and proper water facility should be there, and proper electricity should be there, and proper transportation should be there. So this is very much important, as well as the communication. The various things will come in the infrastructure. So maybe the train facility you can say, or the bus facility you can say, or maybe the technology should be there. So each and everything, the infrastructure should be provided in this economic planning. Okay, that is the main objectives. Then the fourth point is to allocate the resources properly between the present and the future needs. Yes, it is nothing but like we have a abundant resource whatever we have, so that should not utilize in this particular plan. Okay, we need that means in the present plan. So we need to take care that whatever we have the resources, that should be used properly present and the future also, because past is a past, we can't bring back the past, but at least whatever we are making the plans and whatever we have the resources, whatever we are allocating the resources, that resources we need to take what you can say, consciously we need to allocate presently, and we need to plan for the future also. That is very much important here. Then the fifth point is to attain the balanced regional development. Yes, this we have discussed many times in the entrepreneurship development in the class also. That is to attain the balanced regional development. So what I mean by this, attain the balanced regional development. Balanced regional development means each and every area should be balanced. For example, maybe some remote area or maybe some particular state or maybe district, if it is lacking behind in particular sector or maybe particular industry, that government will take care, and the government will consider that that regional or that state or maybe that particular state should grow. Okay, see, whatever the growing area is there, like the metro cities or maybe top cities, it is not like we can able to retain or maybe we can reduce the growth or not. Okay, so growth is there in those particular places, but whatever the state or maybe district is there, if we are lacking behind or maybe that particular area is not growing, then government need to take care of that particular area also, that should grow. That means balancing the regional development. So each and every area should be developed. That is very much important in this need of economic plan. So whenever we are making the plan, we need to consider all these points to make it very fruitful, and it should be circulated to all the particular regional areas, right? Then next point, that's the types of economic plans. So there are various types of economic plans are there. As we can see in the presentation, there's a prospective plans will be there, 5-year plans will be there, annual plans is there, and the rolling plans is there. So let's see what is this particular different types of plans will be there. So here in the first point, there are the prospective plans. The prospective plan is a long-term plan. Generally, it is formulated for the period of ranging from 15 to 20 years. That's a prospective. You know what I mean by the prospective. Prospective means that is predicting for the future. Okay, predicting for the future, maybe for we all, maybe we can able to predict for our home or our company or our job, maybe a year or two or maybe 5 or 10 years. But if you are planning for across the country, because government is making this plan, so they need to consider that minimum 15 to 20 years. For example, you know that, hope you remember, Abdul Kalam sir was telling that is in 2020 we are making that is what you can say, uh, 2020 we are making, there's a, so the Abdul Kalam was said that in the 2020 it should be a strong nation by the year 2020. There is a vision of 2020 by the Abdul Kalam sir. So what I'm saying, whenever we are making the plans, that should be a very proper, and that should be sorry, that should be long-term plans. Okay, so that is what you can say the prospective plans. That means the future predicting the plans. Then we are talking about the 5-year plans. Okay, 5-year plans are the name of the indicate are designed for the period of 5 years. It is an integral part of the prospective plans. So whatever we have made the prospective plans, maybe 15 to 20 years, that we are dividing into the 5 years plans. So as I said, that is a 5-year plan has been started in 1951. So every 5 years we are making the plans. So how much should be our GDP, and how much should be our per capital income, and what is your production, what is your sales, what is your investment, and what is your income. So these all things we can able to plan, expenditure or maybe the income. So these all things we can able to plan for the 5-year plans. Okay, then we are talking about the annual plans. So this is, see here, the first one is the prospective plans. That is where we are talking about the long term period, that is a 15 to 20 years. Then that we are dividing into the 5-year plan, that is a period of 5 years we are making the plans, how much our income should be grow, and how much our economy should grow. So these things, and again we are dividing into the annual plan. So here the annual plan is a part of the 5-year plan. It is prepared year by year. Okay, so for each 5-year plan, 5 annual plans will be prepared in a detailed manner. For example, maybe 5-year plan, for example, maybe our GDP should be 8 or 9. So that 8 or 9 GDP that we are dividing into the 5 years, that means maybe 1 or two GDP per annum. So it should be growth. So this is how we are making the dividing for the annual plans. Then we are talking about the fourth, that is a rolling plans. So here the rolling plans is do not have a fixed period of the time. Okay, so these plans have only duration and the move forward. As it moves forward, the year which was completed is deleted had and 1 year is added to at the end. So that means 5 year plans is there. Okay, rolling plans. So first year you will plan. Okay, that is in the annual year plan, and whatever the annual year plan, we can able to analyze what is your GDP and what is your growth. Okay, and if it is growing, it's well and good. If it's not growing as per your expectation, then you can roll out that particular plan, and that plan should be roll out for the second year. That means adding into the second year plan. For example, maybe the first year annual plan, okay, maybe your what you can say, expectation growth is maybe 2 GDP, okay, 2% of the GDP. If you are unable to reach 2 GDP, 2% of the GDP, 1% if you are reached, then the next year should be 2 plus and the previous 1%. That means the 3% you need to grow in the next year rolling plan. That means whatever is lacking behind, that you can take it into the next rolling plan. That is what you can say the rolling plans here. Then we are talking about the introduction of this 5 year plan. So in the economic planning, okay, it is a making for the major economic decisions, what and how it is produced and to whom it is produced and how it is can be allocated. Okay, and it should be a concise decision of the determined authority on the basis of comprehensive survey of the economic system as a whole. Okay, so here what I'm saying, that in India the first planning commission of the India is of the option that planning is essential a way of organizing and utilizing resources to get maximum advantage in terms of defined social ends. The two main constituent of the concept of the planning are a system of the end to be pursued and the knowledge of available resources and their optimum allocation to achieve these ends. So here what we are talking in the economy like India, the basic socio-economic problems like poverty, unemployment, okay, stagnation in agriculture and industrial production, and inequalities in the distribution of the income and wealth can hardly to be solved within the framework. So we need to framework to an unplanned economic planning is required to remove these basic maladies. So what I'm saying, so we need to whatever we have the resource, that's what we have said, that is a allocation of the optimum resources. Okay, whatever we have the resources there, that we need to use in a optimum allocation. That is whatever we have the resources, that we need to allocate in a proper way. Then in second point we have said the 5 year plan begins in the year 1951. As I said in the previous slide also, that is 5 year plan has been started in the 1951-52. Although the objectives of this in India, the first year plan begins in the year 1951-52. Although the objectives of these plans were different, we can identify some of the basic long term and the broad objectives of the economic planning is there. Okay, so here what I'm saying, you know that in India the economic planning we are saying there is a mixed economic planning will be there. The planning commission of the India is a opinion that planning is essential a way of organizing and the utilizing resources to the maximum advantage. Okay, that's what we have said. Then whatever we have resources, that we need to utilize in a proper way. As I said, there's a mixed economy planning will be there in our country. There's a mixed economy is the outcome of the compromise between the two diametrically opposite schools of thought. The one which champions the cause of the optimization of the resources whatever we have strongly pleads to the socialization of the means of the procedure and the controls to the entire economy by the state. So each and every state we are contributing to reach whatever the economic plan or the economic what I can say target will be there. So whatever the target is there, that if you want to achieve that, then each and every state should be contribute to achieve that particular target of the GDP, right? That's the reason we are talking about the mixed economic growth. Then now we are talking about the 5 year plan. So we'll see here in this presentation. Okay, this is a 5 year plan. So there are I told you that it has been started in 1951. Okay, and since from the 1951 till now we have around 12 5-year plans. So these plans will discuss in the next presentation. Okay, so hope you are understanding. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask me, or maybe you can ask me in the phone, or maybe sending the messages. You can clear your doubts, right? Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks a lot.